Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, make sure you check out all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week, this week you have, and if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. This week you have the Sun card. Look at that, right? Ultimate light, heat, blessings, joy, happiness, and abundance. I am fairly certain you will be okay with that. All right, so let's have a look, see what the week has in store. Now, remember, when the Sun card shows up as your key to the week, what's usually happening here is that you have one, like on a sort of really basic level, it means that you're likely to have an easier week of it, right? So that's the really simple meaning, and you've just had a card fly out of the deck. Ooh, okay, right. And on the sort of opposite end of the spectrum, whatever blessings show up for you this week, they are likely to be enhanced, and whatever challenges show up for you this week, they are likely to be diminished, right? So you've got the Six of Wands. This is a week of victory. It's a week of success, but it's also a week where you get to celebrate not just being yourself, but where you get to celebrate your own personal power. This is where you can start to finally see the results of all of the hard work and effort that you've been doing, especially on an internal level as it relates to and pertains to your career or your social status in some regard. Now, when it comes to the your actions, the Six of Wands, this is about your actions speaking for themselves, right? This is you kind of owning your power, which I love. And then when it comes to the options that are available to you this week, it's kind of like this week you get to brag a little bit, all right? Like this week you get to kind of celebrate your wins. You get to talk about what you've done well or what you've done right. And this is brilliant. I absolutely love it for you. Now, when it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the Temperance card. So with this, when it comes to your career in general, it's about finding the balance, right? Yes, it's about delivering the best service that you possibly can, showing up in the best and the brightest ways, but it's also about understanding the fact that your work, your profession, your career, or your studies really are about enhancing your life, right? And so there has to be an equal give and take this week. Now, when it comes to your, oh, come on, brain. When it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, if you've got tests, especially for those of you that are taking exams and tests at the moment that lead to things like a license to practice or some kind of like a license to practice. It's like where your title and your job are kind of the one and the same, right? Wherever it is that you're getting a piece of paper that says you are now qualified to do this, you will pass with flying colors. Just look at the cards, they're phenomenal. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, that Temperance card with the Sun, it means that you finally feel like you've arrived in your profession or your career. And it's the same for those of you that are business owners. I think the difference is, for those of you that are business owners, it's like you're owning or cornering your space that much more. And with the Six of Wands here, it's like, it's not just that you're acknowledging your own sort of smarts and everything that you've achieved. It's like the world is echoing that back to you in some way. So I love this. And it's also that you're building the right connections, the right partnerships, the right collaborations, all of that kind of stuff. Remember, the Temperance card is about alignment. It's about really coming into the right sense of alignment with the people that matter or with the situations that you've wanted to create for yourself. If you are retired and no longer working, especially for those of you that have been on a healing journey or those of you who've been looking after somebody else's health, this bodes very, very well for you. There's a lot of shifts, there's a lot of changes showing up, and I absolutely love this for that. For your love and relations, you've got the Four of Swords. So this is a waiting, patience and stillness card. The message with this card is always do nothing, right? If you're partnered, married or in a long-term commitment, This would be a great week to have those remedial heart-to-heart conversations that really help you understand where you're both coming from, what the future goals are. You're not doing anything about it now, you're just having those conversations. Maybe for some of you as well, maybe you want to travel or your partner wants to travel. You can't do it at the moment because it's the Four of Swords, but you're definitely setting plans into motion for further down the line later in the year. What I will also say is as well, you're probably having these conversations on Friday, and it's very possible that by Sunday you could have what looks like a fully fledged plan to move forward with your significant other. For those of you that are single and looking to mingle, there are opportunities to date very late in the week, as in right at the end of the week. But prior to that, I think there's a lot more focus on career, home, and family. All right. And then for when it comes to your money and materials, you've got the Three of Swords. So before we get into that, I do want to say, remember the Lunar Lacuna is open. It's on a rolling membership basis. So you can come in when you want, you can leave when you want, all of that good stuff. Outside of that, check out the little snippet video that I put up. That's just for the Gemini new moon. Imagine what else we're going to be talking about over the course of the next 12 months. If you are interested in energy work, if you are interested in aligning your cycles and patterns and own energy to the cycles of the moon to manifest your best, you know what to do, right? There's also intro videos and stuff in the links in the description box below. So for your money and materials, we've got the Three of Swords. Remember, the Sun card diminishes the challenges. So what this tells me is when it comes to your resources, there's a chance here for you to free yourself from something. If you've been paying for something that you haven't been using, if you've been putting money and resources into something that just hasn't been really sort of paying out in the way that you would hoped, this is where you actually have a chance to, especially if it's like a contractual agreement. This week, if you argue it or wrangle it, you might actually be able to sort of free yourself from it. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Three of Swords tends to be things like, can be things like minor surgery, especially because you've got the Temperance card here as well. So if you are hearing back from a medical professional, if you've been waiting for tests or anything like that, they'll come back saying that again, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, this is not a diagnosis, but it's likely to be that you'll need to have some kind of minor surgery, and it will be something minor, especially if this is like to do with the hands, the feet, and the face. It's like you're having something sort of sorted or removed or maybe even potentially adjusted for some of you, but it's not a big deal. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, you've got the Three of Swords. For some of you, for those of you who have children who are at that age, you are having the conversations around them leaving home, flying the nest, flying the coop. Maybe for some of you as well, your children are deciding that they want to be doing the traveling, that they want to go and explore the world and all of that good stuff. So there are a lot of conversations around this. If you don't have any children, this could be, for those of you that are in the space, it could be that you start to really think about where it is that you go next from the current home that you're in. It's like you realize very quickly that something or somewhere has served its purpose. It's done what it needed to, but now you're ready to kind of move onward, right? You're ready to do the next thing, the next thing if it were. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. It looks like you will. Take care, and I'll see you soon.